2011 Ohio State Buckeyes. We're going to preview them. I'm Marco D'Angelo. I'm joined by Johnny Detroit. The Ohio State
Real
Buckeyes.
quick, we've done like 1,000 videos together. I'm Johnny Detroit, and this is Marco D'Angelo. I have always wanted to go ahead.
I'm the host.
I know, but sometimes
Okay.
I don't want to.
RJ's not here. I am the
Dude,
host.
you always have to be Batman. I got to be. Can I be Batman sometimes?
No. You look too cute in Robin's tights.
Oh my God.
Dude, is he?
All right, let's go. Ohio State.
Is this pregame light?
The Ohio State Buckeyes, tattoo gate, the whole 9 yards. Now, you as a man that has a few tattoos, do you think it was right that they got free tattoos for selling, merchandise?
I think it's shady, obviously. But I think Brandon Watson, sit down, take a deep breath, have the old lady dial 911 and get ready to hit the other one. I think everybody going crazy on it. I mean, when it first started coming out and they said they were going to be investigated by the feds and everything else, I thought it was going to come out like players were getting duffel bags of cash and, all this other stuff. And we could assume that, and my Michigan faithful will claim that. But, they sold some stuff. They got some tattoos. Is it right? Is it against the rules? Yeah, of course it is. But
You'd give up a pregame hoodie and a heartbeat for a free tattoo.
It's on my wedding ring. But, the fact is, I mean, it's still, and I'm not going to say the Ohio State because that's Randall's fruity thing to say.
I'm the host. I have to. The Ohio State Buckeyes.
It's Ohio State, and the fact is they recruit stud athletes. And, the tattoo gate and blah, 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 they're still Ohio State. They're still going to have a good year. I'll jump in as needed, but, I'll let you lead with.
We talk about all the time public perception.
Mm-hmm.
Public perception is, to me, one of my biggest allies in handicapping because over my career, and you guys, officially it's 32 years. If you listen to Johnny or RJ, they'll tell you that I've been doing this probably for 60 or 70 years, but it's the...
You stood your games a year by Morse code.
Well, the early days we did smoke signals, and if it was a windy day, all my picks got screwed up. But it was bad. Oh, yeah. Situation being, the public perception here is that Ohio State's in disarray.
Right.
Jim Tressel steps down late. We're only a couple months away from the start of the season. You've got 5 players suspended for the beginning of the season, suspended for the first 5 games of the season. Terrell Pryor now decides, screw it, I'm not coming back. I'm going NFL. So anything and everything that could possibly go wrong at Ohio State appears to have happened. But here's the thing.
And real quick, and especially is, they should be on a high. I mean, they've never won a bowl game against the SEC. I was at the Bellagio playing cards with you. We both had money at Ohio State, and granted at the end, Arkansas with some bad play calls had a chance to win, but they didn't. They win a major BCS bowl game against an SEC school.
Finally,
Terrell
against an SEC.
says, "I'm coming back no matter what." As an Ohio State fan, they're living large. I mean, they've been beating Michigan, owning the Big Ten, competing for the national championship every year. So they're thinking, this is our, we finally get over the SEC hump. This is our year, and then boom.
Now, here's the facts. The coach that's taken over was on the staff. Okay, is that good or is that bad? That's not the issue. The issue is he was on the staff.
He also used to play for Ohio State.
So he knows the system. It's going to be plug and play. It's not like at the last second we had to run out, get a new coach, and learn a new system. They're going to run the same system.
Michigan and Rich Rod.
Exactly. When you have to adapt. Plus, you're trying to run something that you don't have players to do it. That was the biggest problem for Rich Rod. Ohio State has backups. This is a blue chip program. What people don't understand is that these top-notch universities, the upper echelon, the marquee schools, their second and third string recruits generally could start at a lot of other schools, the middle of the run schools. So
they could probably field 2 Big Ten teams.
Is this team going to take a step back? Of course they're going to take a step back. Are they going to take a free-for-all step back? No way. This is a team that in the last 4 years, going 4 years back, 11-2, 10-3, 11-2, 12-1 last year. This team knows how to win. This program knows how to win. They still have the pieces there. Yeah, Terrell Pryor's gone. He wasn't going to be there for the first 5 games anyways, regardless. So now the guy, maybe the backup quarterback, it becomes an even easier situation now, because now he doesn't have to look over his shoulder that, if I'm not getting this job done, I know Terrell Pryor's coming back in 5 games. I'm going to be, he's the man. The ball is in your hands. This is your team. What people are forgetting about is the Ohio State defense. Mm-hmm. This defense last year held teams, the bowl game 26 when Arkansas scored a bunch late. But you look at the end of the season, they held Michigan to 7, Iowa to 17, Penn State to 14, Minnesota to 10. They shut out Purdue. I mean, this team plays lockdown football. They got this over-under at 8.5. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I agree. Especially real quick, if you look at some of their games, I mean, they got the Akron and Toledo out the gate. So like you said, is the plug-and-play players, the coaching scheme, the quarterback. You get to play Akron and Toledo to start your season.
2 scrimmages, basically.
At home to prep. Then you go on the road against a Miami, Florida team where you hear Miami, Florida. But you're talking to Miami, Florida that scraped everything, and they lost all their stud players. And then you get to play Colorado and then Michigan State. But, I mean, if you look at the road games, they got at Miami, Florida, I believe is going to be a win. At Nebraska.
That's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I like Nebraska there.
Nebraska's going to make some noise this year.
They're at Illinois, at Purdue, and then they end up at Michigan, which at that point, depending on their season goes,
it may be irrelevant.
And it could be something maybe they need to win for Ohio State to make a good impression to go to a better BCS game, depending what Nebraska ends up doing or how that Nebraska games that goes on the road. And the point being is there's a lot of gimme games. Yep. When I broke down State earlier, you could argue more than half of their schedule is a loser, or if not at least a strong lean towards losing. Where you look at Ohio State, what games are they really going to lose? They get Michigan State at home. They go on the road to Nebraska. They get Wisconsin at home. They get Penn State at home. I mean, they get all these teams at home.
Right. Their tough games are at home, with the exception of Nebraska. Nebraska's the one that I'm giving up. That's the game that I'm marking as a loss right now. And then at the end of the season, depending how Michigan grows with the new coach and that could possibly, because again, when we talk about rivalry games, you close your stat books, you throw out all stat. When it's rivalries, anything can happen. But if the season unfolded the way I anticipate it to unfold, when they get to that final game of the season, they're already going to be in the position that I think I've already cashed my bet.
Exactly.
And I think Ohio State over 8.5 wins. I think it's a great play situation-wise. You're getting them at even money at over 8.5, so you're not even laying any vig here. I like it. It's my college best bet here to start the season.
I like it too. I think a lot of it's based off public perception. Yeah. Tressel gone, Pryor gone, the suspensions, playing Nebraska on the road, boom, boom, boom. First thing you're going to do is the public's going to think, is those first 2 games, like you said, are scrimmages. They're playing a down Miami, Florida team that's revamping once again, trying to get back to those glory days. And Ohio State needs to win that game. I mean, if they really want to compete, you can't lose that game, then assume you're going to have a tough game against Nebraska. You can't have 2 or 3 losses and expect to go to a BCS bowl.
And the thing is, everybody criticizes teams that schedule cupcakes at the beginning of their schedule and that. And I can tell you, it's genius this year because of the situation. You're going to be able to get, the players that have to step in to get them to have confidence with those first couple games. And I can tell you from, throw a horse racing analogy in, when we got a horse that's not racing good and we need to get its confidence up.
You shoot it full of drugs?
No, you can't do that. That's not allowed. You drop the horse in class,
right.
let him get a win. And the thing is, the horse can't read the racing form. He doesn't know that he just, beat the horses that their next stop's the glue factory. They beat it. You get confidence.
Right.
In confidence, breeds success, and then you move on to the schedule. And then by the time they do get past those 5 games, they get the other players back. This team's going to have momentum, and then all of a sudden you got a team that's got momentum, got experience, and got some depth now. They're going to surprise.
I really think by the end of the year they're going to be one of those sappy ESPN things that they do with the music and the flashes, and they're going to show the Ohio State program and Pryor and the investigations and Tressel leaving, and then they're going to speed do the wins that they had and fast forward to where they're at now and say, this surprise team, and I'm going to say, no, ESPN, I'm not surprised because me and Marco D'Angelo said this at whatever time it is. My watch is still on Eastern.
The other thing is, just to throw in there too, when you have all kinds of turmoil like this and you have a winning program and a coach is gone.
They had too much pride there.
It's almost like a dare, or you have something to prove. It's the players are going to say, it's still us. We're still the Ohio State. So I think it's a great play. Ohio State over 8.5 wins.
As a Michigan fan, I feel like the fans when you used to have to say sorry, but Ohio State over, I love it.
There you go. You've got it. You want to close it? You've been whining, and I'm the host. And
I'd rather do it on my own terms, not because you tell me to.
You don't want me to throw you a bone?
No.
Okay. Well, that's the sulking Johnny Detroit. I'm Marco D'Angelo. I hope you enjoyed the shows. I know we enjoyed doing them for you. You can watch all of our videos at pregame.tv. We'll be back next week. More videos. Preseason football starts next week.
Wow. Yay. Makes sense. Hey, it's football, though.
It's football. Could have been worse. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.